All right, stop right there. Hi. No, sir. Hi. No, sir. Hi. Good. Yogi. Hey. Good boy. Hello viewers and subscribers, this is Chase with Dominion Dog Training. I'm excited about this video for any of you who may have a dog that gets overly eager and almost aggressive with new dogs. I say almost aggressive because I don't think we see any true aggression out of this dog today. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong, but maybe your dog gets over eager and nips at other dogs to the point that it scares you and you're afraid to let them interact with other dogs. If you feel like this is your dog, please stay and watch this video. You may learn something from me, or if not from me, my dog Cash. Today we're working with Yogi, who's a German Shepherd that this family's recently rescued. They've only had him a few weeks. He came from generally unknown background from what I understand. I think he was actually dropped off at the shelter, but they didn't leave a lot of information about him. He's really a super smart dog. He is very easily trainable. He barked at me when I first got there, but quickly warmed up to me and was comfortable with me. And you can see he's looking for treats right there, like, hey, I'm learning something right here. But yeah, he's a really great pup, but he just has a little bit of an overexcitement issue. So you're gonna hear me talking to the owners here about what they want me to work on. Yeah. Hey, good boy. Good boy. Okay, so let me ask you this. What do you want to get out of training then? Like with me?
The biggest thing is we don't want him to hurt anyone. Okay. And to
have y'all had a situation where he has, or is it just you think he will?
We think he will.
Think he will, okay. All right. Well, sounds like the best thing for him then, since y'all have already got some basic commands that are working for you, which is good. A lot of times that's where I would start, especially even with like a aggressive dog. I like to do something with him just to kind of build a little bit of a relationship, right? Where he'll listen to me and kind of know what I'm asking of him. And we can maybe work on a few things that he doesn't know too. Just work on some impulse control, because that seems to be part of what he's got the problem with, right? He comes out here and really what I saw at the start there, like I said, I don't really think it was aggression, because one, and it wasn't fear either. So fear, if I would have stepped at him like I did if he was very fearful, he would retreat, right? Like he would come away like, oh, I don't like that, right? Like I'm trying to get you to go away. That's what I'm barking for. I'm trying to get you to get away. If I come towards him, he'll retreat. He'll get behind. I actually can show you a video of an older German Shepherd I'm working with right now that's 2, and he does that. He barks and he'll get real aggressive. I've worked with him with a muzzle on, and there's a footage of him like trying to bite my hand. But as soon as I step towards him and kind of intimidate him, he's like, whoa, and he tries to get out of it, and tries to run away and hide behind his owner and kind of hide. We didn't see any of that from him, right? I stepped towards him, I kind of pressured him with my body. Like usually that kind of body language is saying like, hey, I'm going to come after you if you bark at me like that. They'll hide and they'll escape if they're scared. He was not scared. He didn't back down at all, right? So, like I said, we know it's not really fear. I wouldn't call it fear because he's not retreating. Could be aggression, just like, hey, you're a stranger. This is unfamiliar. I'm going to get you, and then after I gave him a treat, now he's calmed down. He's like, okay, you're not so bad, right? But I think the most likely thing with as young as he is, because being that he's 9 months, usually you're not seeing very much aggression at 9 months because they're still a baby, right? They don't even know what it means to be dominant or aggressive or anything like that. They're just too young. And so I would say it's most likely just an overexcitement, right? They just get past hype and they don't really know how to deal with it. And you calling their name or getting on to them or whatever, they're just like, I don't care. This is awesome. I'm excited. I want to play with that guy. And I really don't think, right now I'm going to operate as if that is what is true, because I haven't seen anything that makes me think really aggressive. He's just overly excited and loud and just kind of,
And he didn't growl.
That's right. He doesn't growl. He didn't ever punch me with the muzzle. that's what they'll do if they try to bite. They'll punch you with that muzzle, right? If they got a muzzle on, they'll just kind of do like that, like they're trying to bite, and the mouth will be open, but the muzzle stops it. And so I call it, we call it a punch. There you go.
So now we're going to get into some footage of me actually handling the dog here. This is the first time he's meeting Cash, my border collie. You can see how excited he's getting. I'm turning him around, telling him no, we're gonna let him meet, but it's on my terms, okay? And that's what you have to do with a dog like this. All right, he is overly eager, overly excited, just chomping at the bit really to go meet this dog. And he's not trying to hurt him. He's being loud because he's hyped up, but he's not wanting to get over there to attack. But he's still forgetting about me completely on the other end of the leash. Sorry about the poor camera angles here. I've actually worked with this dog already again this week, and I've got some better footage of this, but I'm letting him know I don't care what you think about that dog, right? I'm still in charge. And that's what you're gonna have to do if you have a puppy like this. You gotta be the boss. You gotta be in charge. And it's not some kind of alpha mentality like everybody always talks about. It's an idea of, hey, I am in charge when you're on the leash, and we're going to do this only on my terms. You can already see he's started to settle down a little bit with me just kind of poking him in the hip and doing the what Joel Beckman calls the butt touch method, right? And I really call it more of like the kidney jab to really get him to focus. Cash is a little amped up because of how energetic he's being. We got a few bad clips in here, but this will give you guys the gist of what I'm doing. Though is we're walking away, we're coming back on my terms, letting him meet. Okay, Cash is going to give him a little message here. He does go for the butt sniff, which is good. He's being pretty calm, and we're going to see Cash get fired up right here. He was in a bad mood this day.
Okay, Yogi, let's go, boy.
But it's good though. It's good. He needs that kind of interaction. He needs to realize that he is not the biggest dog on the block. Even though Cash may not look big, he's a fierce dog. We're trying to make sure this little puppy's in his place. Not in a mean way, but Cash is just kind of a no-nonsense dog. Yogi was wanting to meet Cash on friendly terms, but Cash was kind of nervous because of his earlier energy. So I held his collar and let Yogi get in a few sniffs, which I think's helped. But now we're going to go back to the live audio, and we're going to give Yogi a little bit more freedom.
So you can give him some slack. Yeah, let's let him kind of run and play a little bit. So what I'm looking for now, I mean, Yogi, the only time that I've seen him get a little bit aggressive is when I've ticked him off. So I don't know if you saw me when I was turning him around, I was poking him in the side, right? He's getting overly excited. So I hit him a little poke on the side to get his attention, and you can kind of dig in and almost press on their kidneys a little bit. And it's kind of like a little jab to get his attention. And he turned and got kind of mad with me because he's like, hey, I don't feel good, you know? But he's getting so overly excited that I got to get some control. And so that kind of got him fired up with me, but he hasn't shown any aggression towards Cash, which is good. He's just kind of interested. Cash kind of got at him a little bit, but it's because not necessarily, it's kind of the energy that he comes with, because it does seem a little aggressive, even if it's not. So that energy, Cash is like, whoa, dude, you know, too much, man. And that's why he kind of snarled at him and growled, even though he hasn't done anything to hurt him. He also, Cash, like I said, he's kind of a cautious dog, and German Shepherds in particular, he's had a lot of experience with lately that he has not appreciated. And so he's been a little funny about it here lately. All right, Cash.
That's him trying to get his muzzle off.
I would say, and then you can give him plenty of slack here too. Honestly, at this point, since he's doing as well as he is, I'm okay with it if we just drop it.
Really?
And yeah, and we'll just catch. You know, he's not going to get far where I can't catch that 50-foot leash. But I want Cash to do work now. So you can see him, Cash is going to tell him if he's getting a little bit too pushy or too aggressive. And since Cash is safe from the muzzle, Cash is he's not going to go too hard on him. He may kind of correct him and get after him, but he's not going to hurt him. He does this a lot. So
does he does know how to retrieve.
So let's just see. I'll try to point out some stuff where Yogi's maybe being a little bit too pushy as a puppy. And that might, and Cash will get on to him for that. So Cash is 3. He just turned 3 last month. And he's a pretty level-headed dog. He's fair, and that's why I bring him out to do this. He'll only snarl and kind of get on to the dog if he feels like he needs to. But a lot of times that's what this kind of dog needs, is some social interaction that's with a dog that's careful and not scared of him, but is also not going to let him get away with anything, right? So you can see, there we go. Hey, Cash, where's your Frisbee, bud? Go get it. So it's a little bit hard. Well, I don't say it's hard, but this is a kind of a tough age in a way, because, or at least for this size of dog like Yogi, because he's only 9 months old, so he's still very much a puppy, right? But he's big enough to Cash to be thought of as a dog. So Cash is being a little bit more short-tempered with him than we'll often see with a puppy of this age. But he's just kind of, if he was 6 months instead of 9 months, he'd probably be a lot more lenient. But now that he's gotten big enough to be considered a dog in his mind, then he's a little bit more quick to correct. But Yogi's doing good. Cash has nipped at him a few times and it's kind of correcting him, but it's not offended Yogi yet. So it's good. That's what I want to happen, right? I want him to get those little corrections. And you can see now he'll start making a little threshold around him, like, oh, you know, maybe I shouldn't bother this dog, right? You know, and that's a good lesson for being around other dogs later, right?
So now we're going to watch some footage of Yogi and Cash interacting. I think this will be helpful for you guys. We're going to see some little corrections from Cash that are subtle, some not so subtle, like that one. I'm going to do a zoom in here in a couple seconds of a face that Cash is making, but it communicates a lot to Yogi. It's a warning. Here he is in the bushes. You can see Yogi jump out of the bushes because Cash went over there to rest, and Yogi's continuing to aggravate him, and he backed him up out of there. Here's the zoom in. We got to see that. The lady called this a serpent face there. She looks kind of like a snake, right? He's showing teeth. He's letting Yogi know that he's serious, right? He's not something he doesn't want to be messed around with. He's just trying to bring the Frisbee back to me and focus on his game. And Yogi listened while he was looking, but you can see Yogi he's a very eager dog to just aggravate and pester until he gets a rise out of the other dog. I think this calls for human intervention, but we're not going to see that until the next lesson. For now, let's go back to the live audio.
So kind of what Yogi's doing right now is really, as far as like kind of annoying or dominant puppy behaviors go, probably about like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not terrible, but that kind of walking by his face and kind of, he's always kind of wanting to control him a little bit, control Cash and put a little pressure on him for that toy. But I mean, he's not jumping on him. He's not trying to bite at his neck. He's not trying to put a paw on his back. Those are the things that kind of, you can really tell, or like he's trying to be pushy.
These kind of behaviors aren't uncommon from a German Shepherd, is what I'm kind of telling them about now. But, you know, you can see Cash is really getting after him, but he's still trying, but he's truly not being a overly dominant dog. He really is just trying to be kind of friendly and just doesn't really know how to interact with a dog like Cash.
So there was a few little bite tries there. They're not bites, but they're nips, you know, and it's not terrible. Dogs play that way sometimes, but it'll get on the nerves. That's what I'm talking about. Will get on the nerves of a dog if they kind of keep at it. And it might not be a bad idea to take that muzzle off where he can succeed a couple times, because then Cash will correct him, and kind of get on him. And he's still young enough that he's not really going to hurt Cash, and Cash is mindful enough to not hurt him.
Good sit.
So like I said, don't get worried if they do get into a little scramble for a second. It's fine. It's kind of, it'll be good for him. And I'll call Cash off. He'll stop if I tell him to.
Okay.
But yep, you can let him go. Let's just see what he does now. So it's not bad. See that? So I mean, and all that's playful. I mean, I don't want you guys to see that and get worried, but it is a little overly rough if the other dog's not up for it. Sometimes they might bite and do like that, and the other dog's like, this is fun, I'll bite you back, you know, and it'll be kind of a game because they're just biting on the fur and stuff. But with Cash, a lot of times when he's playing and he's focused like this, he doesn't like a dog to kind of nip at him. You got a leaf in your mouth, buddy? And so the Cash will correct him because he needs to learn that it's okay. Sometimes it's not okay all the time. So we'll let him keep playing and see if kind of Cash will tell him what for. But it's good to see though that he's not, he's not just. Yeah, yeah. He's not just wanting to bite. I mean, he's fine. Yeah, he is. He is. So that's the things that Cash will get onto him for right there.
The rest of this video is just these guys getting some time interacting without the muzzle on. I know this dog may not have seemed like a very hard case to y'all, but he was truly aggressive looking on the leash. And these people never would have had him around other dogs if not for this training. So we're really changing his life here. Cash has been very good with him, not overly harsh, but just enough warnings and corrections to kind of teach him how to properly behave with another dog. He needs more practice, and we're going to get him more practice. They've signed up for 4 lessons, and this was only the first one. In fact, I've already done a second one with him with Friday, my older dog, and she's probably even better at this than Cash. So Yogi's coming along. I think we can consider him a friend. I'd be happy to keep him with my dogs, but he just needs to learn to kind of take his intensity down a level with dogs that aren't interested in playing that hard. And sometimes it means you have to step in with your dog. So you guys like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you watching to this point, and we'll see you on the next one.